let's move on to I think our last thing, music. Murder Inc. We're nearing the end of the 5-part docuseries, Corey. We're at the series semi-finale or whatever the fuck it is. Part 4 out of part 5 just released last Tuesday. Of course, part 5, the finale, will come out tomorrow. We'll talk about that next week. But part 4, the feds kicked the doors in, Corey.
They did, man.
This is when everything turns south for Murder Inc. This is when 50 releases Get Rich or Die Trying. This is when his rise and his reign starts to take over Ja Rule's success level. This is when Murder Inc. comes under legal trouble. They get their contract terminated from Def Jam Records. They kind of go into limbo.
Yep.
This is the point where a lot of artists that were on Murder Inc. get scared. They want better for their careers or more from their careers. So they either stop making music, disassociate, or leave the label. A lot goes on here. This is really just became about Ja, Irv Gotti, and Ashanti.
Yeah, man, this was the start of the downfall, like you said. This is when the feds kicked the door in. It's when the indictments start to happen.
The entrance of Lloyd. That's one good thing.
Lloyd, yeah. Which is, I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe I just forgot. I don't remember Lloyd being with Murder Inc. at the start.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was news to me. I said, damn, I did not know that.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that I see that South Side cover. It was a Murder Inc. thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That one slipped my mind. I was like, damn.
Yes.
But no, bro, this another just action-packed episode. Like we said, just, the previous 3 episodes was just all love to come up on top of the world, and then you just see the shit really just
crumble overnight.
So it was January 2003. They said the previous 2 years they celebrated New Year's Eve or New Year's the New Year in Vegas.
Right.
So January 1, obviously New Year's there in Vegas. I think they said January 3rd or 4th, the feds were at the door.
Yep, he wasn't in town, of course, but Ja gave him a call. The door was getting kicked or was getting knocked on by the feds. Ashanti gave him a call. The door was getting knocked on by the feds. His mother gave him a call. The door was getting knocked on by the feds. His wife gave him a call. The door was getting knocked on by the feds. Was it Lior and them as well, or was it?
I'm not sure if they did.
I believe it was the offices that were up there.
Yeah, the Murder Inc. The New York office for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, it was crazy, like you said, because obviously they came for the label, but when they started knocking on your mom's house, your brother's house, now it's like, oh, okay, like what
the hell is going on?
What's going on here? You know what I mean? It was just crazy, bro.
So there was a drug dealer that he had ties with before. They were really just community, actual like relationship ties with a man named Preem that they were actually really just digging to find something to get Preem on. So they tried to attach what they could to him on Irv Gotti. As part 5 comes out, you see that doesn't really stick, but some tax evasion charges start to come through, and that takes a toll on the Murder Inc. Record label.
It crumbled it.
It completely crumbled it. So even outside of Preem, they got Preem in, but once they weren't able to stick anything to Preem and Murder Inc., they found the tax evasion shit.
Yeah.
That's when everything started to just go down.
Yeah, so they put the pressure on the labels, Def Jam. They put the pressure on them to say, hey, if you give another $1 to Irv Gotti, we're coming for you.
They had already had Irv change his name from Murder Inc. Records to just The Inc. to take the murder off of it.
Yeah, bro.
But it's to the point now where we have to sever our ties with you.
Yeah, and I remember that vividly. When they switched to just the INC, I can see myself as a kid right now. When that day, that press conference, when that nigga had to change the name, bro, I was just like, what the hell is going on?
No, I remember that shit ending. Like, to this day, I had to actually go back to Wikipedia to see if Murder Inc. Records was set as something that was defunct, because I remember shit like that. Like shit was getting cleared out.
Yeah, bro, shit crazy.
Just because today's times are so different. I was such a kid, but I remember the MTV News things that used to come up, but they just don't do shit like that anymore. It's funny to see, but it's just like a childhood memory of seeing MTV News pop up when something was breaking.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
I can hear that little sound.
Yep. And the little moving
Yeah, I
MTV
was
shit.
gonna
Yeah, I can see it. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore. But this is an incredible another Murder Inc. docuseries episode to watch. Like I said, you got to see Lloyd enter. You got to see Southside. I forgot what the other track was. Damn it.
Shit. I got
It was another big intro track to Lloyd, but you got to see how I had Trap Soul
Trap Soul.
on my phone. You got to see how Lloyd's Southside came together with Ashanti, his first album, how he was supposed to sign to L.A. Reid the same day he met with Irv Gotti, and Irv Gotti stole him. He signed him that day. Just because Irv Gotti knew he was about to sign with somebody else. It's an incredible story to watch.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't know that was Lloyd's story. The song is called "Hey Young Girl."
Hey, young girl, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that was his story, man. And it was crazy that so many people were, looking for that type of style as well. Like times were changing. Like we were looking for an R&B artist who was also kind of trap. So
Yeah.
even though you said trap soul being funny, like Lloyd was that at that time. So yeah, it was good to see how Irv Gotti basically stole him from L.A. Reid, and just to see his come up. The album went gold. Obviously, everybody else at that time was selling more, but that was a win for Lloyd.
It just sucks because all of that happened with Murder Inc. So that was the only album he got to do with Murder Inc. He moved to, I think, just solely with Universal after that,
And see,
or
maybe-
Motown something.
Maybe that's why it's so cloudy with me.
Motown, yeah.
That's why I'm just like, damn, I real life don't remember him being
It was
with
the only album he got to do with them, just because everything went down. And I'm looking at it now; they didn't even get to call it that when it dropped. It's under 2004 MI Records.
Yeah. That's fucking trash.
Murder Inc. MI. That's funny, but I can remember this cover with
Yeah.
Lloyd on it.
Yeah,
Southside. Dang, my sister wore that song the fuck out when we were little. That's the real reason why I was a Lloyd fan. But I would be lying to you if I told you I was a huge fan of Southside when I grew up. Channing played the song to fucking death, to the point where now when I look back on it, it's nostalgic. I can hear like there's musical tones in it that I'm like, oh, this was a great song. I just hated on as a little kid. But Jesus Christ, Channing played the shit out of that song to where I was like, shut it the fuck up, man. Please turn this guy off. But nowadays, incredible. Southside is an instant classic.
Yeah, and he had that song before he met Irv. That wasn't something that
Right.
Irv, put together. Like,
Hey, young girl too.
yeah, he played that, and that's what made Irv want to sign him. He was like, bro, we cannot let this man leave this room.
Yeah.
or he's gonna be with somebody else. So
Literally, like I said, he flew into town that day to meet and sign with L.A. Reid. And he got a call, or Irv Gotti got a call about Lloyd. And he was like, make sure this kid comes down here first, because he was going to steal him. And he got to steal him. So,
amazing.
yeah, great. Where are we moving on to?